Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you've been doing well. Today's video is going to be my entire Louis Vuitton collection. I went ahead and got everything I own from Louis Vuitton, put it all on the bed. I realized I do have a lot more than I thought I did. It's a little eye-opening to see it all together in one space like this. I do live in a pretty small apartment, so some of these items are stored in other places and I had to dig everything out. And obviously, some of these are items that I use on a daily basis, so they are all in a different place as well. But I'm pretty sure this is everything. I hope I didn't forget anything. But here you can see my entire Louis Vuitton collection. I would say this is definitely the brand where I have the most items from. You can see that I'm certainly a monogram girl. Almost everything I own is in the monogram print. I don't have any demi-abine. I do have two items that are demi-azur, and I do have two scarves. I don't think I have any sunglasses, and I don't have any shoes or other ready-to-wear items. So it's just the two scarves I have that would fall under the clothing or accessory category. And I don't think I have any jewelry from them either. So pretty much travel, small leather goods, and then a few bags. Let's go through everything one by one. I'm trying to think what would be the best way to do this. I think I'm going to go ahead and start with the demi-azur pieces. So I think we're going to start with this one, and this is the Milia Pochette, I believe it's what it's called. You can see that there is that Louis Vuitton gold tag right there in the middle, but other than that, it's just a little clutch slash pochette. I feel like this is a really good size for travel. It packs very easily. You can certainly fit enough for an evening out. And on the inside is this really nice microfiber cloth. There is this one little slip pocket in here as well. So this is definitely a really nice little evening clutch. I haven't used it in a while, but I have used it to go to certain weddings and things like that. Certainly very versatile, which is something I really like about it. You can take it on vacation. It travels really well. It would make a really great evening clutch or even a little daytime clutch. Can fit a good amount of stuff. So definitely really like this one a lot. And over here, I have the Zippy compact wallet, and it's already open, so this will be easy. You guys can see the inside right here. It definitely has a lot of card slots. I recently had a subby comment on this and ask, I wasn't sure if she wanted me to do a full review on this, so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. It's not an everyday wallet for me. This is definitely something that I will downsize to if I need to, but it's a really great little compact wallet just because there are so many card slots. And it's a really great size because it is a little bit on the smaller side, but it's not so tiny that it's just basically a card holder. It can fit a little bit more than that. So I would say this is a really great medium to small size wallet to have. Okay, so let's move on to my two scarves. So this is the Reykjavik scarf, and it's in this beautiful ombre pattern right here. So hopefully you guys can see that. And then on the other side, it's this whitish color with the monogram in the reverse color, as you can see right here. So there's some grays, and then it goes into some blues, and then it goes into some pinks right here. This is such a lovely, lovely scarf. I really like it a lot. I have to say, I haven't worn it very often. It's very warm and nice, but I feel like it's almost too nice for me. Do you guys have stuff like this where you're like a little bit afraid to use it because it's a little too nice? I feel like it's a little bit too nice for me. So I haven't quite worn it as much as I want to. I think a goal for me this year, it's a little too late now because it is spring and going into summer, but I am really going to make an effort to try to wear this more often this winter time. And so I think that's going to be a goal of mine is I want to really try to incorporate this back into my wardrobe this winter. I did get a quote recently from Fashion File on this, and it was pretty low, to be honest. I guess I just don't really feel ready to sell this without giving it at least one more year to try it out and to see if it can really work for my lifestyle. I'm not sure about you guys, but the way I feel about selling items is I really don't like having seller's remorse, especially because there are some items that I've had for years and years and years, and I just feel like if I were to give it up or to sell it, it would be hard for me to find again, especially at the price that I paid for it. And this one, while I did buy this retail, I purchased this in Copenhagen a few years ago, so it's definitely a few price increases ago. And then on top of that, I got a very nice VAT refund on this. So even though I haven't worn it that much and I did pay retail price for the scarf, I just feel kind of reluctant giving it up so soon just because the offer from Fashion File was just so low. Like if it was a little bit closer to what I had paid for it, and granted, like I'm obviously not expecting to recoup my funds completely because it is a scarf and I understand that it does go down in value after I've worn it a few times. but it was just so low that I couldn't justify letting this go yet. So that was a little bit of a wake up call for me. And I do think that I'm going to try very hard to incorporate this into my wardrobe more this winter. And then maybe next year I will reevaluate and see what I want to do with it. I still think it's such a gorgeous scarf. There's something about this ombre print that just really does it for me. And I really wish I knew why I didn't wear it as much. So yes, hopefully this winter I will wear this a lot more and that way I can justify keeping it. Okay, I have a confession to make. Let me set this down. This is a scarf. This is actually just the dust bag for the scarf. So I'm trying to open it. And so the inside actually doesn't really have very much LV pattern, as you can see. It's just this like really pretty, oh, it's right there. The LV logo is in the center, but because the scarf is pleated and it has this kind of like geometric patterns on it, you can't really tell it's an LV scarf. But it's in this gorgeous pink and black pattern that's pleated, and I don't know, I just think it really looks nice. I have a confession to make. I have literally never worn this scarf. It still has a tag on it. I bought this from 24S. Here's the tag, as you guys can see. So I bought this from 24S a few years ago. And yeah, I just never wore this. I can't explain why. And so I will say this is definitely kind of a regret purchase for me. But I also took this to Fashion File recently, and the offer was just so low for something that was brand new. And I understand this. Like, Fashion File is a business. They need to make money. They price their things accordingly in a way that allows them to make a profit. And scarves, unfortunately, are just like one of those things where they don't really retain their value, especially secondhand. So I'm not complaining. I definitely understand. But the offer was so low, I could not justify giving this up. So I think this is going to be, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about either maybe I gift it to someone because it still has the tags on it, so I could save it for, like a friend or something, like a birthday or something like that, for a friend of mine. I don't really think this is my mom's style, so like I don't think that she would wear this if I were to give it to her. Otherwise, I'm not really quite sure what to do with this. I may hold on to it for a little bit longer. This is definitely, I would say, on the regret side of things, but that's okay. You live and you learn. Sometimes you think that something's going to work out for you and it doesn't. But yes, I do have to confess that this is one item that still has the tags on it that I've had for actually several years at this point and I've never worn. Okay, so all we pretty much have left are these items right here, and I think I'll probably go with the smaller items first so I can go ahead and put them away and create more space. As you can see, everything is pretty much monogram. I do have that Empreinte Noir pochette Matisse back there, but it's also still in the monogram print. But other than that, everything is in canvas. So let's go ahead with some of the smaller pieces. So here are some items. These are some of my most used items right here. I would say, and this, and maybe even this. Okay, so some things. Okay, so these items right here, the Toiletry 19, the mini pochette, the Sarah wallet, the 6-ring key holder, and the Kirigami smallest are probably the items that I use the most on a regular basis. So here's a Sarah wallet. I did a review video on this, so I will link to that if you missed it. And I'm not going to open it up right now just because it has all my credit cards and ID in here right now since I'm currently using this wallet. But this is just a really great everyday wallet. I know for a lot of people are downsizing to card holders or to just, people aren't really using long wallets anymore. But call me old-fashioned, but this is just my everyday wallet, and it's been great. No complaints. I will say there's a little bit of rubbing. Hard to tell with the glare, but there's a little bit of rubbing on the button. Hopefully you guys can see that. So that is starting to wear ever so slightly, but other than that, there really isn't any issues. The glazing still looks really good, and yeah, haven't had any complaints about this wallet overall. And this is my 6-ring key holder. I recently did a video comparing this as well as the clay and my Chanel key ring holder. So the clay is empty right now because I have switched to the Chanel card holder for my everyday use. And then this one houses my work keys, which is great. So this is currently an everyday piece for me. This was a previous everyday piece for me, but I still have no intentions of letting this go just because I do feel like this is a very, very useful SLG to have. Even if you're not using every day, it's still a really great card holder. Or I don't know, I just feel like this kind of small SLG, especially in this like very durable canvas, is a really useful SLG to have around. So I have no intentions of letting this go. And then this little cutie is a really great card holder. It's empty right now. But if I ever need to downsize, but I still need to carry like five-ish or more cards, I feel like this can fit up to maybe like 8 or 9 cards very easily. So if I'm ever carrying a mini bag and I need to downsize, this is a perfect little SLG to do that with. So here's that. And here's my mini pochette. I have done a what's in my mini pochette video, so I will link to that if you guys are interested. And this is a great everyday piece, just a little miniature junk drawer for your purse, and love this. And I also did a video recently where I showed you guys what's in this one, and this is the Toiletry 19. This is the medium of the Toiletry pouches, and this one is pretty much just lives in my work bag, so I don't really need to transfer in and out of these two. This one I kind of keep at home for, you know, going out with friends, and I will put this in. This fits very well into my small and medium sized bags. And this one just has a few more items, very similar. This one does have a lot of the same items that are in the mini pochette, but this one just lives in my work bag. Moving on, I have the other two Kirigami pouches here. This one is great. This is the largest one. It has the pink interior. This one I use for my mini iPad when I am traveling, and it's like, it fits perfectly. So this is a really great case for that. This one I have to confess, I think I have used it once or twice. But it's a little bit harder for me to incorporate this one into my lifestyle. I don't think I want to let this go, but I will think about it because I do really like having the full set. So I kind of don't want to sell this one, even though I don't use it very often. But I am having a little bit of difficulty figuring out how to incorporate this just into my regular everyday lifestyle. Okay, so let's see, what should we do here? Let's move on to the other two toiletry pouches. So here is the Toiletry 26. I believe they discontinued this or they revamped it somehow and made it a lot more expensive. But this is the original, I guess, Toiletry 26. This is the famous one where you've seen Princess Diana wear this as a clutch. That's probably my favorite way to wear this. I think it is a very chic clutch. I have taken this on vacation and worn it as a clutch. I have done a video where you can turn this into a crossbody bag, which admittedly I don't really wear it that way anymore. I would say these days I have pretty much worn it as a clutch and taken it on vacation. So it's been really good for that. And here is the smallest one. This is the 15, I believe. This one, I have to say, I do like having this because I do really think that having small pouches is very useful. I don't use it a ton, so I would say this is one that's kind of on the fence. I wouldn't say it's a regret purchase, but I am trying to figure out maybe this could be one that I let go in the future. I'm not positive. Haven't quite made up my mind about that yet. But yeah, this is just one I haven't used as frequently as this one. I would say in frequency, I have used this one certainly the most, and then the 19, as you guys know, is the one that's in my work bag, and then I've used this one the least. Okay, so we only have a few items left. Let's go to the cosmetic cases right here. So this is the small and medium. I think they're the GM and PM sizes. I bought these in Hawaii a few years ago, and if you guys don't know, purchasing in Hawaii, especially for LV, is good because the prices are a little bit cheaper than the mainland, and then the tax there is only 4%. So in California, I think it's like 8 point something percent. So if you think about it, the tax is already half, and then you do get a little bit of an extra discount. So savings are not quite as good as if you were to buy them in Europe, but it's still a really good deal if you are on vacation in Hawaii. Highly recommend shopping there. And yes, I did purchase these. I will say, so if you guys watched my latest video, you will see that I recently added these to my collection. So I have the Truce pouches for toiletries and then the cosmetic pouches. Ever since I got these, I have realized that these are a lot more functional than these are. Don't get me wrong, I still love these. I aesthetically really love the way this like half moon shape looks, but I would say for practicality reasons, these for travel are so much better and easier to use than these for travel. And I think that's because with these, you can't really stuff them. Okay, well, let me just rephrase that. You can stuff them, but then the zipper can get all wonky and the canvas can get a little bit misshapen. And I don't know, I feel like these are beautiful, beautiful pieces, but I would recommend these more for practicality reasons. That being said, I still really love these, even though I don't use them as much. So I'm not really quite sure what to do. I feel like these would be really great for just every day. You just carrying just the bare essentials around. Maybe you're going on a really short trip where it's only like a night or two, and you're just like really downsizing your makeup in a way where you just don't need the capacity that these have, because I would say the capacity on these ones are pretty massive. Like this one I use just for my toiletries, and then this one I use for my makeup. But I was gone for like a few weeks and I just had more occasions for fancier makeup and that kind of thing. So I did need to bring more makeup with me than I normally do. So I would say these are great for longer trips. These would be great for shorter trips or weekend trips, but just keep in mind the practicality. So like I said, the zipper can get a little bit wonky if these are overstuffed, whereas I didn't have any issues with these two, and I just felt like I could not use and abuse, I don't want to say that, but I just felt like I could throw these around a little bit more. Like they just feel a little hardier, a little bit sturdier. Just, just the fact that I just felt like these were a little bit more durable than these. And that seems weird to say because they're both obviously made out of canvas, so durability shouldn't be an issue, but I think it's really mainly with the zipper right here, just because this can be kind of wonky if it's overstuffed. So you have to be careful in how you pack the cosmetic cases. Whereas I felt like with these, you can just kind of like dump everything in there and pack it up and go. The next one is this little mini niece case, which I have been housing my jewelry in. So I originally bought this thinking that I was going to travel a ton with it. And I have to be honest, I have not really used this for travel. I think I used it on maybe 1 or 2 road trips during the pandemic, but I just found that the other cases I have were just a little bit more practical, and I don't really know why that is. This is really nice because it does have the top handle. It does have like a tiny water spot. I don't know if you guys can see that. It might be hard to tell, but I noticed that there was just like a tiny little watermark on the handle. I'm not really sure where that came from. Let me set this down so I can open this and show you guys. Okay, so since I have not really used this for travel, but I do really love the way that it looks, it sits on my vanity and I think it's so, so gorgeous. I have been putting my jewelry in here. So And so here is what it looks like opened up. I do have a Samorga insert in there, as you guys can see, and it fits my jewelry pretty well. So I have my Van Cleef necklace in here. It's the Sweet Mother of Pearl necklace. And then I have, this is my Chanel brooch. This is my Gucci hair clip, and this is actually empty. This is just the Tiffany's pouch because the bracelet is on my vanity. And so that is what it looks like. I've been storing my jewelry in here, and it's actually been really great for that. And I love the way that it looks on my vanity. It just brings me joy to look at every day. I have to say, I don't love the opening and closing of this. So as you can see, I'm already struggling and I have to use like 2 hands. So maybe that's why I don't really use this for travel as much. But yeah, you kind of have to like hold it down and then open it, and then it has the 2 zippers, so you kind of have to like do this. So I feel like that's a little bit of a pain. This is a very cute case. Love having it on my vanity, but probably not the most practical thing to have. Oh, and I know that there are some people who wear this as a bag by adding like little chains to the top. I would say, I don't know, for some reason, I'm personally not really super into the vanity case look as a bag. I love vanity cases in general, but I just don't really like the way they look in terms of a bag. And then also to wear this as a bag, at least for me personally, would be kind of a nightmare because it's already kind of a pain to open, that if I had to use this as a bag to get in and out of, I think I would absolutely hate it. Okay, so moving on to the 3 bags I have. So this is the vintage Drouot bag. You can see it's kind of misshapen, which is unfortunate. If you guys have any tips on how to get this to straighten out a little bit, let me know. But yeah, this was my mom's. I remember I was with her. We were in Paris together in the 90s, and she bought this. And at the time, I had zero interest in luxury, which is hilarious to think about now because I vaguely remember we were in Louis Vuitton and I was bored out of my mind, and she was shopping, and I like could not wait to leave. Whereas now I'm the one who is, traveling to Europe and doing all the shopping. So kind of hilarious to think about. Anyway, this is her bag from the 90s. I do love the silhouette. I think it has a lovely vintage look. But if you guys have any tips on how to get this to straighten out a little bit, because I remember when she first bought it, it used to be just like very smooth, very straight. I did try putting air paper in here and bubble wrap to just kind of keep it stuffed, but I don't really think that did anything. So anyway, it's definitely something that I have no intention of letting go of, but I haven't worn it very much, to be honest. And I think it's just because it's a little bit of an awkward size, like it doesn't fit a ton, but I do really like the way that this looks, and I don't know, I think it's just a very, very beautiful vintage bag. But yes, I would welcome any tips on how to get that canvas to straighten out a little bit. So as you can see, it's just become kind of wonky, especially up top right here, whereas the bottom part still looks fairly smooth. And here is the Pochette Matisse and then Empreinte Noir. This is a bag that, oh my gosh, I was obsessed with this bag. I definitely fell into the hype of everyone, all the YouTube videos. I did so much research into this bag. This is the bag that actually kind of inspired me to start my YouTube channel, just because I wanted this so badly that I was doing so much research on YouTube that I kind of was like, maybe I should start a YouTube channel. That being said, I think this is a great bag. Do I love it as much as when I first got it? No, but I have worn it a fair amount. It was my everyday bag for a while. I feel like this is a great bag to travel with because even though it is luxury, because of the color, it is black and it's a leather. It's not super in your face, I feel like, and it's just a really great crossbody style. So yeah, I feel like this is a great bag to have. I certainly recommend it for anyone who wants a good crossbody bag. Is it a forever bag for me? I don't know. That is a very good question. I feel like I could see myself parting ways with this bag eventually. Not quite ready to do that just yet. But I still think just because I do feel like this is a very practical bag, and when I do use it, I still really like using it. I think also my bag collection has grown a lot in the past few years. So now I just have so many more choices than I did when I first got this bag. And so that could be a reason why I just don't use it as much. And here is the Palm Springs Mini. This is such a cute little bag. This is the newer version with the exposed zipper so that there are no issues when you open and close the bag. And yeah, it is super cute. I actually, confession, I did take this to Fashion File. They are not taking quotes on the Palm Springs Mini right now because they are overstocked on these. He did say that mine was in excellent condition and that I am welcome to bring it back at some point in the future, you know, when they have a little bit less stock, and they would be taking these. And the only reason why I thought about maybe getting a quote from Fashion File, I wasn't really sure I was going to sell it, to be honest. I just kind of wanted to get a quote and see what they were purchasing these for. I still do really like this bag, but I recently had a birthday, and I don't know, I think there's just something about turning older that I was starting to question whether or not this style still suited me, especially at my age now, and just kind of thinking about my current style. Like I was like, is this bag a little young for me? I'm not quite sure. And again, I'm still on the fence about it. Those are questions I'm still thinking about. I still think this is a really cute little bag. What I love about it is because there's no vachetta. This is great for a rain. If the weather is bad, this is a very carefree bag to have for wet weather. So for that reason, I don't really think I'm ready to quite let it go yet, but if I got a very good offer, I would consider taking that. So I think that's why I took it to Fashion File, which is I wanted to see like what the current offer on this was now, because there are a lot of bags in my collection that I really like, but I also know that I don't use them a ton. So if I were to get a decent offer for them, I would be okay with letting them go. But like with the scarves, the offers were just so low that I was like, it's actually worth it more for me to keep it in my collection and to maybe use it rather than to let it go at this point. And finally, we have my last two big pieces. So I will start with this one, and this is the Louis Vuitton Eye Care, and this is a really great travel piece. It's definitely one of my oldest LEV pieces. It does have this lovely little sleeve here for your luggage, so you can pop this on top of your carry-on and zoom through the airport, which is what I've done many times with it. I do wish it was slightly bigger. I think I haven't used this a ton lately, mostly just because I need to carry a lot of stuff on the airplane. Like I need my laptop and my iPad and my Bose headphones, and I need to carry a lot. So sometimes I will find that this one is a little snug for all those items. I did recently get the handles replaced, so the handles look much newer than the luggage tag does here. This is the original luggage tag that came with the bag when I bought it years and years ago. So this is the true patina of the piece, and the handles are newer. I think the sides are newer as well. Maybe not as new, but I do really think this is a great practical bag to have. It does have a little bit of a professional business element to it. So if you were someone who travels for work, this would be a really good thing to have. And I still really like this. I have no intention of letting this go, but I do kind of wish it was slightly bigger. And finally, we have the Keepall 45, and this is the one with the strap. So the strap is in here right now, and so here are the strap handles. This is a really great piece for an overnight trip, road trips, smaller. I would say maybe even you could do 2 nights in here, perhaps. I would say I do really like this a lot. I find that I don't really use it for air travel just because I have bigger duffel bags that are a little bit lighter in weight. It's not that this is heavy, but it is all canvas and does have these like thick leather tabs on it. So I would say that if this is full, depending on what's inside it, it can get really heavy. So for that reason, I do tend to gravitate more towards just like an easy duffel bag that's made out of a lighter material for travel. That being said, this is just a really great classic piece, and I feel like it's never going to go out of style. I would say for road trips or overnight trips, this is definitely a no-brainer. I absolutely love having this. All right, that is it for my entire Louis Vuitton video collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was definitely a lot of work to get everything out and out of its place, so now I have to put everything back. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up if you did, and if you would subscribe to my channel, I'd really, really appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.